Hey everyone! Alright, so I'm here to do my review on my True Love Gates and Me, which is a collection of 12 winter romance short stories by various YA novelists such as Stephanie Perkins, Kelly Link, Rimbo Rao, David Lemathan, Gail Foreman, etc. There's many others. So yeah, overall, this book I thought was a really cute concept. You got like a feel of different types of YA like authors, because I am not familiar with a lot of YA authors right now today, because I do tend to veer towards adult books. So I've been trying to get into like more YA because I just wanted to veer into something different. And so this is a good way to get a little taste of like each different YA novelist and how they write and their voice. So yeah, overall this was like a cute concept, and I really enjoyed this book. I'm gonna go through each story and tell you what I think of them and rate the stories, because I don't feel like you can rate this book as a whole, because there's stories in here I didn't like, there's stories here I loved a lot, there's stories I thought are okay. Each story was different. So I'm gonna try to make this quick as possible. The first story is Midnights by Rainbow Rowell. I love each story has like a little picture or a graphic to it. But anyways, Midnights by Rainbow Rowell, this is set around New Year's Eve, and it's basically about Noel and Megs. They're like best friends, and they go to the same New Year's Eve party each year at one of their friends' house, and around time midnight strikes, they always try to kiss each other, but it never happens because a girl gets in the way. So it's basically about that kind of thing. Overall, I really loved this story. It was a really cute story. It's Rainbow Rowell. Come on. I mean, Rainbow Rowell's always always cute and, and stuff. And the characters are always different. And I liked it. It was a really cute story, and it's one of my favorites. So I gave this a 5 out of 5. Is The Lady and the Fox by Kelly Link. I'm going to try to explain what this story is about. Basically, this girl goes to a person's house for Christmas. I don't know if it's I know it's not family. I think it's just a family friend. I forgot what this person is to her. And she goes there for Christmas every year. And when she was younger, she saw this guy outside the window, went to talk to him. He's mysterious, and stuff like that. And I don't know. And, she goes every Christmas, and then she sees this guy again, and stuff happens. There's a lady in a fox, there's his coat, and I can't really explain what the story is about, truthfully, because I'm not a big, this has a lot of, fantasy elements. I'm not into fantasy at all, and maybe one day I will get into fantasy, I don't know, but anyways, it had a lot of fantasy elements. It kind of confused me, and that's what I feel like it confused me, because I feel with fantasy and stuff like that, you have to have a novel for it, because you have to explain everything, I feel. And I feel like in this, just trying to chunk all the stuff into one little short story with not that much explanation, it's kind of confusing. I don't know, that's how I feel. I didn't really, I didn't get it. It didn't grasp me. I just read it to read it because it's part of the story. But yeah, so I gave it a 2 out of 5. Is Angels in the Snow by Matt De La Pena. And there's a little cute little cat. This one is about a guy who is from San Diego, but he goes to school in New York City, and he stays in New York City to watch his boss's cat. And one day, this girl from upstairs comes down to see if he could fix her shower, and he can't, blah blah blah, and stuff happens. And I thought this was a cute story, honestly. I feel like there could have been more romance, or maybe a little bit more to it. But overall, it was a cute story. That's all I really could say about it. It's 3 out of 5. Is Polaris is Where You'll Find Me by Jenny Han. This one is a girl is adopted by Santa Claus, and she basically is going through living with elves and other North Pole creatures and trying to fit in. And I thought this was a really, really cute story because it's like the most festive of them all. Like, it's North Pole, there's elves, and there's Santa Claus. So it's more festive and more Christmassy, more holiday-ish than that. So I really thought that was a cute element to this story. And yeah, so anyways, I would give this a 4 out of 5. I did give is It's a Yuletide Miracle of Charlie Brown by Stephanie Perkins. This one is about a girl who likes this guy's voice that she sees at a place where they sell Christmas trees. So she tries to get him to come help her with her YouTube videos because his voice is just so like compelling and interesting to her. So anyway, she ends up buying a tree. He helps her, and stuff happens. Blah blah blah. It's Stephanie Perkins. Come on, she writes really cute love stories, to me at least, in my opinion. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. Like, it's like Stephanie Perkins. Like, I love the characters. I love the guy. It was very grasping, and I don't know, 5 out of 5. This is very cute. Next, Your Temporary Santa by David Levitan. This one is kind of like about two guys, and one of the guy's boyfriend, he asked him to come to his house to pretend to be Santa Claus because his sister is starting to not believe in Santa Claus anymore. So it's basically kind of like about that, but him kind of recollecting his thoughts on his relationship with his boyfriend, and the family stuff, and on and on. I thought it was a really great touch. It's like, added diversity because, there's not, to me, I don't know, I haven't really ventured into it, but I feel like there's not enough like books about, homosexuals and like different, things to go on in the world. Not even homosexuals, but like interracial relationships or like different race relationships or any kind. So I feel like this was a good touch, just for diversity reasons. And I thought, but overall as a book, I feel like I didn't really grasp like the characters that much. It was basically the narrator was talking a lot about how him and his boyfriend's relationship, but I really feel like I wanted to learn more about his boyfriend and more about the other characters. I don't know. I just felt like there wasn't enough other characters in this book to really make it, I don't know, a good story. But I don't know. I give it a 3 out of 5. I don't know if I'm saying this right. Krampus Sloth by Holly Black. Now, this is another fantasy book, but compared to The Lady and the Fox, this one was a lot more easier to understand. Again, it's not really my taste. I'm not a big fantasy, reader. But this book, I didn't even say what it's about. I don't know. It's like, basically it's about a New Year's Eve party, and that's it. I really don't know how to really explain this one, but it's just a fantasy novel. But anyways, I thought the New Year's Eve party, was the most interesting thing about this story. But again, I'm not into fantasy, so I really didn't feel it, but I liked it way better than the first fantasy story. And if I were to ever get to fantasy, I probably would start with Holly Black, because Holly Black, writing is really nice. The writing was good and compelling and smooth, but I did not, I'm not into, again, I'm a contemporary reader mainly, so again, yeah. Anyways, 3 out of 5. Next story is What the Hell Have You Done, Sophie Roth by Gail Foreman. This one is about, she's I forget, she goes to this thing where they're caroling, and she meets this guy, and she basically spends the night with this guy, not in her room, but they go to a diner, and they just talk and stuff like that, and they basically spend the night together. And I just thought this was a really cute story again. And also the couple is interracial. The guy's black and the girl is white, so I thought that was also really a cute element, just because the world isn't just revolving around one race. So it's kind of nice when you see diversity in some things. But anyways, I thought it was a really cute story. I give it 4 out of 5. Beer Buckets and Baby Jesus by Myra McIntyre. I thought this was an alright story. It was kind of slow to start out with. I don't know. It was good, but it was just slow. You know, I really couldn't picture the stuff that's happening in this like story, and I basically was just reading it to get through the story, but I wasn't really like drawn in. I didn't really like want to read it. I was just reading it because I needed to get through the book. You know what I'm trying to say? So it wasn't my favorite, and I gave it 3 out of 5. It is Welcome to Christmas California by Kirsten White. This one is about like a girl who lives in a small town, Christmas, CA. I don't even know if that's a real like town in California, but apparently to the story it's like off the census, something like that. Like, I don't know, you really can't find this town. But anyways, she lives in a small town in California and she's like a waitress, and you know, she's trying to get out of the small town, like that kind of story. Small town girl trying to get out of that small town and move on with her life. Anyways, I'm a sucker for small town stories, like anything with the stereotypical small town story with like your typical waitresses, and it's not like your typical waitress, but you know, most small town stories, a lot of the women are waitresses, and there's always like that one woman that's getting abused by her boyfriend, which this story has. And I don't like that part, but I just like those small town stories. I don't know what it is about those kind of stories I like, but I do. I also really like this story. Is really cute because there's like a sixth sense like element to the story, and I really like the guy in the story too. I think he's very interesting and very positive. Like, he kind of changes her mind in ways, and I really thought it was a really, really cute like romance story. Because also, like, a lot of these stories in this novel or this book, they have romance in them, but it's like a touch of romance. And I know it's a short story, so you can't really just like focus purely on the romance to just develop it, and then you have to like have a story. So I know you can't really do what romance novels do and take your time and build the romance. But I just like some of the stories, they don't kiss until like the last page, and then that's it. And you're like, wow, really? Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. That's just how I felt. But I felt like this one also was really good at building up their romance throughout the story, and not just leaving it for like the last page. So I gave this a 5 out of 5. Star of Bethlehem by Allie Carter. This one is this girl. She's about to go to New York City, but this other girl is trying to get to New York City, but she has a ticket to Oklahoma, and they won't let her refund her ticket to Oklahoma. So the other girl, who was originally in New York City, decides to give her ticket to the swap tickets with this girl, so she can go to New York City and she'll just go to Oklahoma, because she's just trying to get away. She doesn't care where she goes. She just wants to get away. So she ends up going to Oklahoma and meets the people that this girl was supposed to meet, and she lives with these people, and they think that she's the other girl, but she's not, and it's just stuff happens, and I really love this story. This is my favorite story of this whole book. I don't know what it was. It was just amazing, because I think what mainly I wanted this to be a novel. I wanted this to be more, like, I felt like this story could be a novel and not just a short story. Like, I really wanted to get to know the characters more. I wanted to get to know the story more. I wanted there to be more, like, development of it. And I was like, why does this have to be a short story? Because there's not enough. I wanted more. So it was just my favorite. It's just the romance in it, the characters were just like really cute, and I really love it. So I'm not even gonna tell you. I mean, it's not even I mean, come on. It's 5 out of 5. It's 10 out of 10. It's 100 out of 100. I wanted more from the story, and it's my favorite story out of this whole book. So the next story in this is, I think, it's called The Girl Who Woke the Dreamer by Mimi Taylor. Okay, I read like 3 pages of the story, did not really get into it, so I decided to stop, and so I technically did not finish this book. I finished it for me. Like, yeah, it didn't grasp me. I'm like, I'm done. I'm over it. I'm over this book. I want to move on to something else. The holidays are over. Everything's over. So anyways, I might leave that story for like a different next year and just read that story or something like that. Or never read it. I don't know. But anyways, it was a really cute book. I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this review. Let me know if you read this down below. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!